Okay, October 24th, out here. It's a beautiful morning so far. It's going to be unseasonably warm, like 83 degrees today, near record for Kansas during this time. Today my goal is to get this engine off and hopefully in the process get the header off. I don't have the bolts on there, so I hope to hook up this hoist that I have to the header and give it some pressure and see if that will break it free. If not, I'll drop a few bolts onto the studs there and then make sure it doesn't separate and just pull off this engine. Just got a series of bolts here that mount the engine to the transmission, and the goal in doing that is to be able to separate it and then start working on the engine, which I'll be able to do indoors. I've got a engine stand as well, which will make it a lot easier, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done on this engine, I'm positive of it, but everything else to this point seems to be looking good. A lot of the gears in there are looking fine. The transmission, the hydraulics, I'll just rebuild the hydraulic pump just for the heck of it, but then the rear axles and brakes and all that kind of stuff, I'll redo the brakes, but the internals look fine. So that's it. I'll give you an update later. Okay, this is a big deal for me. I got the motor off and it went pretty easy. There were a few bolts that were very, very difficult to get off, but then I finally just took a wedge and separated the transmission from the engine, and I would say everything looks okay except for that down there. I wonder what that is. It almost looks like a rat's nest. But at any rate, everything else looks fine. The whole clutch deal there and whatnot. So now it's fun with the motor. I'm going to spend some time on that as it starts to get cold. I think having the motor out will make it a lot more productive. And for now, most of the transmission and rear axle is just going to sit out here while I work on the motor.